Do you want to drive fast, win first place, and then crash into a parking meter after trying to evade the police? I know I do. Today, we have one of my most anticipated sets of the year 2023, so stay tuned as I build it and review it only here on the Brick Studs. Welcome back everybody to another Brick Studs video, and if you're new here to the channel, then you should probably know that this is not my forte. I'm actually the man that's normally behind the camera. However, this is one of those one-off sets that I wanted to review by myself. Now, before we get to talking about the actual set itself, I just wanted to make one quick announcement. This is probably going to be the last video that I film by myself, at least for a while, mainly just because it is too difficult to kind of work the camera by myself. I am normally the guy that's behind the camera that films the other two idiots, so it's just a little bit difficult trying to showcase a product and do it correctly by myself in this camera without having to get up a billion times to check the camera and all that sort of thing. So until I get a new camera or get a new setup, this is probably going to be the last review I do by myself. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into the review. This is a LEGO set 76917, also known as the Too Fast, Too Furious Nissan Skyline GTR R34. Now, if you're older than, the age of 5, then you're probably very aware of the Fast and the Furious franchise. And this vehicle is the headliner vehicle for the second iteration of the franchise, which is really unfortunate because this car only gets used for like 10 minutes before it gets crashed, and then it's reportedly said in the movie that it got crushed. But usually when you think of Too Fast, Too Furious, this is the car you think of. Now, this set is a 9+ set, as most Speed Champion sets tend to be, with 319 pieces. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on the box. However, I will say on the back there is a scene of the Skyline from the movie, and then it does give a quick interior glance, and then it shows the Skyline drifting on the back side of the box. But there isn't a whole lot to talk about because this is a small LEGO set, so I'm just going to go ahead and crack it open. Alright, and like all Speed Champion sets, there are 2 bags, a base to actually get started with building the car, and an incredible amount of stickers. Now, typically with these Speed Champion sets, most builders are not going to find these too difficult or very time consuming, even for an inexperienced builder. However, for me, it took me around 30 to 35 minutes, mainly because 1, I'm filming by myself, 2, there are a lot of stickers, and 3, don't judge me. I will say, even though I did have trouble with the stickers, this was a very enjoyable experience for me, and after building the Fast and the Furious Dodge Charger, I have been waiting for a set like this to finally come out and to build it. So even though there were so many stickers that were put on crooked, I would still build this set again.
Yeah, man. You want to race tonight?
Yeah, you know I could use the money.
You got 4 minutes, man.
All right, I'll be there.
And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Brian O'Connor's Nissan Skyline GTR R34. Now, before we get to actually talking about the car in itself, let's go ahead and talk about the minifigure that comes with the set. So this set comes with, as I said, 1 minifigure. This is Brian O'Connor, who is portrayed by the late Paul Walker. Now, he's got the iconic blonde hair that Paul Walker has, and he's just wearing a white t-shirt with gray pants, as he is in the beginning of Too Fast, Too Furious. However, one thing I will say is that the shirt is very detailed. It's got a lot of wrinkles on it, and it's actually a short sleeve shirt. So on the arms, he actually has half white and half skin colored arms, which I thought was a very cool touch. And he also does come with a wrench. As some of you probably knew, Paul Walker was a very mechanically inclined person. He loved cars, he loved doing things with cars, and it's just typical that the driver for the Speed Champion set comes with a wrench, so I guess it's very fitting that he also comes with a wrench. Now, before I begin talking about the car in itself, I did forget to mention in the beginning of this video how much this set actually costs. If you're going to run out and get this LEGO set online or at your local store, this is going to set you back about $24.99, but I would grab this set before LEGO decides to kick it a nickel. Alright, and now the moment every single person here has been waiting for. Brian O'Connor's Nissan Skyline GTR R34. And yes, I did have to say that again. So just taking a look at the car from a quick glance, as most people know with Speed Champion sets, they're not exactly 1-1 replications of the original car. It's very hard to do when you only have around 200 something pieces. However, I will say that just by a quick glance that they did a really good job on replicating this car's most prominent features. So let's go ahead and start talking about the exterior of the vehicle first. Now the vehicle in itself is this gray color. However, in the movies it's more of the something silver. I forget what Nissan originally called it, but I believe it was the stock color. And then it's also got a lot of blue accents, such as the blue striping on the hood and on the inside near the intercooler, and then on the sides you have the blue striping, which was all stickers. And then you also have the blue spoiler in the rear. Mainly starting up with the front, you also have two stickers that were the turn signals, and then you have these nice dark tinted pieces that are supposed to resemble the headlights. However, you also have a GTR badge and a turn signal in one sticker, and then on the other sticker is the actual door handle, and then the blue striping on the side. And then as you go further back on the side, you actually have the first printed piece of the set. This is actually on the wheel well, not a sticker. Thankfully, because I hate stickers. So they are very courteous enough to give us an actual printed piece, and then as you go to the very end of the vehicle, these unfortunately were stickers. And then on the opposite side, it's just a mirrored image of what's on one side, so you're not going to find anything different on either side. And then in the rear, you have the most iconic taillights probably in car manufacturing history. And then you have a actually very surprising Toyo tires badging on the rear, along with another GTR badge. And I am very surprised that they were actually able to get the Toyo tires licensing to actually put it on the sticker. I was worried when I first came across this set that it wasn't going to have that badging, but I'm very glad that it does, and it does have the Florida license plate. And then on the same sticker, you have the one reverse light and then the one little red light. I don't remember what it's for. I don't remember if it's just a reflector or for a fog light. I believe it does light up on the real car. I just don't remember what it's for. And then you have probably one of my favorite parts about the vehicle in itself and most cars in general, the single exit, very fat exhaust. And then you have the 6-spoke wheels. Now, I don't know if these are actually used in any other Speed Champion sets. These look kind of very specific to the set. I don't really think I've ever seen chromed out 6-spoke wheels for the Speed Champion sets. I think this is kind of like a first. And then one thing I forgot to talk about on the exterior is underneath the vehicle there are 6 blue pieces to indicate the underglow for the vehicle. But now that we have talked about the exterior of the vehicle, let's go ahead and pop the top and talk about the inside. The inside, there isn't a whole lot. However, they were able to slightly recreate the very gray and blue interior that the Skyline has, starting with the blue seat, which is actually another printed piece. Thankfully, the interior is very minimal, as I stated. However, you do have some gauges and the center console with the dash, and those are all sticker pieces, by the way, unfortunately. And as you probably know by now, the Skyline is a right-hand drive vehicle, so if you were to put Paul inside the Skyline, he would be on the right side. Right-hand drive vehicles are very sought after in the United States. And then you have the 3 canisters of NOS, as it is unofficially called. Yes, I know the actual company is called Nitrous Oxide Systems. However, the general blanket term is just NOS. Now, I don't remember if there was actually 3 canisters in the vehicle for the movie. However, that's just something that they added there. So there you have it, a very quick rundown of Brian O'Connor's Nissan Skyline GTR R34. I had to say it one more time, I'm sorry. In my personal opinion, I think this set is a great set for any Speed Champions collector, any car fan, any Fast and Furious fan. If you're a Fast and Furious fan, you probably already have this set, or you just purchased it and it's on the way. But I will say that this is definitely going on my personal shelf, my personal collection shelf. I'm super happy with this set. And one thing I will mention before I go is that this gives a very good opportunity to create a mock with it. You can actually create the Skyline that was in the turbocharged prelude for Too Fast, Too Furious if you can find the correct pieces for it. Or you can just build it the way it is without the actual spoiler in itself and not put any of the blue markings on it, and you would have the semi-built Skyline. But enough of my rambling. What did you guys think about this set? Did you like the Paul Walker minifigure? Do you wish that they would have actually chose a different vehicle for this Speed Champion set? Personally, if I were to have a different vehicle chosen for the Fast and Furious line for the Speed Champions, I would have chose the green machine from the first movie. And I personally think that they chose this set mainly because it is the 10-year anniversary of Paul Walker's death later on this November, and it's also the 20-year anniversary of the release of the Too Fast, Too Furious movie. So I think those all just kind of lined up coincidentally. However, I would have also preferred the green machine. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this one was probably just a little bit longer than you were expecting, but I was very excited for this. I love talking about this car. This was just a really great experience overall. But with all that being said, be sure to stay tuned, as in the previous video you saw us purchase all those brand new sets for the year 2023, so we have some very cool reviews popping up. So without dragging this out any longer, we'll see you next time.